Hey guys, so I'm finally back after procrastinating for so long, and in today's video, I'm going to review this wireless keyboard from Shopee. Okay, so just some production description. This is a N520 wireless keyboard set. It's in a mint green color, and I bought it on Shopee for 25 Singapore dollars. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And also, I just want to highlight that this keyboard is not Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connected. So this is what came in the box. We have the keyboard, the mouse of the same color, we have the batteries, and a USB dongle in the mouse. Oh yes, before I forget, I actually do not use the mouse from this set because I have my own, but for this video I will test it out and share my thoughts with you. This setup is a very simple plug and use style. You'll be using this USB dongle from the mouse to power both the mouse and keyboard. So after putting in the batteries, two AAAs for the keyboard and one AA for the mouse, remember to switch on the mouse, then go ahead and plug the USB dongle into your device. You go to the search bar and type in Bluetooth, then click on the first suggestion that pops up. So you see this 2.4 GHz mouse, click on Connect Device and you can start using your mouse. So this keyboard doesn't have any on or off button. So just tap any button and if you see a red light at the battery icon above the number pad, then it means the keyboard is connected and ready to use. Ta-da! But if you're like me and you decide not to use the mouse from this set, you can simply switch the mouse from the set off, turn on your own mouse, connect it to your device, and you can use your own mouse. But do take note that the keyboard connection will still be under 2.4 GHz mouse, but the keyboard will still work on its own. So far, the keyboard's connection hasn't lagged in the 2 months I've been using it. The typing response is immediately reflected on the screen, just as if I was typing it on my laptop itself. But you probably want to know more than that, so let's get down to real brutal business. So anyone can tell that this is a pretty retro typewriter style keyboard. The key fonts are also quite unique. I'm totally digging the symbols over here. And as far as I can tell, the letters and numbers are all centered. But some of the words have inconsistent bold, like this insert key here. The IN is bold, but the S is not. There are rubber pads at the back to prevent the keyboard from slipping, and one of it has came out before but I just stuck it back. Another thing to note is that this keyboard doesn't have legs to prop it up, which means you can't adjust the height. Something that I didn't take into consideration was the keys that it has, and I've come to realize that it is very important. So this keyboard has most of its essential keys except the function key and basically all the dual F keys a comprehensive keyboard would have. Instead of a function key, we have two Windows key and a key that basically does the right click. Like, why are these more important than a function key, right? And because the F keys don't have a dual function, I can't adjust the volume, brightness, or print screen on this keyboard. I couldn't find a way to customize the keyboard settings, so this keyboard will not be able to replace and act as a fully functional keyboard. Okay, I'm not really an expert at this, but it does feel like typing on a typewriter, just with lesser tension and bounce. The keys are spaced out alright, but I do overlap sometimes when I type too fast, which results in typo errors. It also takes a while to get used to typing on this keyboard, and I was initially caught off guard at first by being able to feel the other keys surrounding my finger when I type. As for the sound, it's not silent, but relatively softer than a mechanic keyboard or an average standard keyboard, but some keys are louder than the rest. So after 2 months of pretty frequent usage, I've not changed my batteries once, and there's no signs of slowing down. I do personally like that there is an indication of whether my keyboard is connected, And also, when the keyboard is not in use for a while, even when your computer is on, it will auto disconnect and you just got to tap a random button to wake it up. So this is actually quite a power saving aspect, but I would have liked it more if there could be an indication to tell us if a battery is running low. Because initially I thought that the red light meant that my battery was low. And if you want to turn the keyboard off, you can just switch off the computer or plug out the USB dongle. So another useful feature is this. It also indicates when the caps button is on, which is really helpful. And the third light is supposed to be for this scroll button, but I don't know what it does, to be honest. So, after using this keyboard for a while, I started to notice dirt gets trapped in between the keys very easily and very often. And it's really hard to clean because of the height of the keys. And so I use a desk vacuum cleaner I got as a gift from a friend. By the way, the vacuum is not on here because I didn't have the batteries needed when I was filming this. So when not in use, I will cover the keyboard with the plastic cover it came with to minimize the dust that it will collect. So to sum up, these are the pros and cons of the keyboard. Pros is that it's very aesthetic, the typing response is really fast, its battery lasts really long. I mean, I've been using this for 2 months and I've yet to change the batteries. There is a light indication of when the keyboard is connected and the caps button is on. It's a fast, free, and wireless setup, and it goes to sleep on its own when not in use. And it's also easy to wake up by the tap of any button. So now to the cons. Well, it doesn't have all the essential keys, which is actually quite sad. You cannot customize the keyboard setting, so you won't be able to adjust the volume, print screen, or brightness. Dirt gets trapped really easily in this keyboard. The enter, spacebar, and shift keys can be quite loud sometimes. It is not Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connected, and there is no on or off button. Okay, so now let's try the mouse. Right off the bat, the mouse click is so loud. And that's a no-go for me. The grip of the mouse is suitable for my hand and it responds well with my computer. There's actually not much to say about the mouse. It's not silent, but it works well. Okay, so now my final thoughts. I would definitely recommend this keyboard as a budget-friendly option for those who want an aesthetic keyboard but do not need a fully comprehensive one, because this keyboard is missing some essential keys and you won't be able to adjust the volume, brightness, or print screen on here. So if your computer's keypad is faulty, this keyboard is not gonna serve your needs. And I also like that the design of the set is well thought out in terms of using one USB dongle for both the keyboard and the mouse. So it does save on a USB port. But because of this, the keyboard is only recognized as a mouse and the layout can't be customized. But overall, with all the pros and cons listed out, this keyboard is still a satisfactory buy for me. And every time I look at it, I'm happy to be the owner of such a pretty keyboard. Partly because my computer's keypad is still functioning and I'm more for aesthetics than function. So that's all for my review. If you watched till the end, I hope this review has been helpful for you and I thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!